as is humanly possible.
I'm willing to die for my sister.
This woman could be trouble.
Are all the things I've heard about you true?
It's all true, especially the lies.
Once Upon a Time in Deadwood sees writer-director Rene Perez once again saddling up with the incredible Charles Bronson lookalike, new and highly watchable talent Robert Kovacs Bronzi. Bronzi plays the Colonel, a weathered man of the American Wild West, a professional gun for hire, but only on his terms. That is, until a determined young woman named Ursula, played by Karin Brauns, who also appeared with Bronzi under Rene Perez's direction in the psycho killer western From Hell to the Wild West in 2017. Ursula has just had her sister and young house girl abducted and forced into prostitution at a prospecting town owned and nefariously run by the bad guy of the piece, played by low-budget film regular Michael Pare. Pare's heavy-handed character caters for the surge of gold prospectors in the region, feeding their newfound wealth, desires with booze, and an ever-growing selection of young women, all forced into prostitution under threat of mistreatment for non-compliance. It's his town, and his streets of fire are hot for the footfall of regular custom. Ursula is dogged and determined to rescue her sister and young house girl, and will not take no for an answer of assistance from the selective Colonel, so tricks him into helping her by dosing a bowl of bean broth she gives to him as a peace offering, with what she then informs him is a fatal poison that will kill him in 3 days, but that her sister has the antidote. All he needs to do is accompany her to go and save her, and in so doing can save himself. Reluctantly he complies, and together they ride north to Deadwood for Once Upon a Time in Deadwood. The way to Deadwood is beset with danger, and Ursula and the Colonel have to fend off a slew of killers and would-be rapists, giving us the opportunity to see what skills both have. The Colonel clearly knows how to use a gun and throw a punch, and we get to see Ursula deploying her own wares to distract and deceive would-be predators. Even in the beautiful snow-capped backdrop, this girl knows how to stand out, and only those with a death wish are foolish enough to cross Bronzi. As the two get to know each other along the way to Deadwood, we learn about what brought both characters to this point and how their lives have been altered due to their life-changing and personality-defining pasts. The Colonel's history plays out in a creative set of flashback scenes of violence since his time spent in the army during the American Civil War, and his reason for becoming a gun for hire due to returning home from the war to discover his home burned to the ground and his wife murdered. This Colonel now has a bucket load of bullets, and he's finger firing good at the KFC ranch, killing for cash. The movie gallops along well enough to the inevitable showdown with Michael Pare and his gaggle of goons in Deadwood town, and even on a tight budget, director Rene Perez once again shows a flair for creative imagery and film techniques. A highlight being when Bronzi strolls into town to take down the bad guys, and we get to see some very well deployed tracking shots and some rather cool stylised gunplay done POV style from Bronzi's stance. The movie is a little over dramatic in the acting department at times, and the script is nothing particularly original, but this is another good vehicle for Robert Bronzi, even if the wheels are a little wonky for all else involved here. It's an enjoyable 4.5 out of 10 matinee movie that is well worth seeing for the interesting and hands-on action man appearance of Robert Bronzi, and indeed sticking with for the neat closing epilogue playout that ties up the violent scene that opens the film to see proceedings violently into play. The Colonel never lets the bad guys win or leave. Pretty good fun popcorn cinema that hits the spot as intended, with some well done cinematography and creativity that also includes some artistic sepia shot scenes along the way. The Old West has a familiar face, enjoyably countenanced here in its star, and this small town boy reviewer, for one, is delighted with the Bronski beat he brings. You may very well be too if you pull the trigger on this one and embrace the good, the bad, and the Bronzi. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Buckaroo Bonsai is pure nutty fun.
Okay.